Hello and welcome to Jews with the News for another amazing episode.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're back yet again.
I know it was very exciting, very exciting. People weren't sure we were gonna keep up with it this long. I know. But yeah,
It's a surprise for all of us. I
it,
think it's
it
a
truly
wonderful
is. People keep asking me, they're like, hey, Eli, so how many episodes are you gonna do? And I keep going, I don't know, how many do you want? And they keep telling me infinity. So we say, okay, we'll do infinity episodes.
surprise.
Yeah. Okay, so Jack, here's something I've been wondering. Biggest pet peeve. What is it?
Biggest pet peeve.
Biggest pet peeve. I'll go first, actually, so you can have some time to think. Okay.
Okay.
My biggest pet peeve. Actually, I don't know if it's the biggest, but the one that I feel like irks me more than anything else, which I guess would be biggest, is uh I dislike it when other people um use the word actually.
Like, what if they actually? Oh, shoot. Whoopsies. What if they mean to use the word actually? Like, what if it works?
I feel like actually is a bit of a prick word, and I think it came from The Office when I heard Oscar use it, and now it's just,
Actually,
and now I've just been like associating the word actually with just like pricks. So
huh.
I hate when people use that word. I hate that word more than moist. Like, ugh, I can't tell you how much I hate that word.
That-
Okay.
that- That's pretty interesting.
Mhm.
The only like the pet peeve that's coming to my mind right now, and I mean, if he watches this, he'll be really upset with me. But the way my dad texts, it's so cringy. It's so annoying. He does like the thing where he pokes it with one index finger, and he does it so slowly and so methodically, and it just gets on my nerves. Like I've tried to teach him, and then he always resorts to his bad habits, and it's really annoying. So I'd have to say that's probably my biggest pet peeve. Uh, anyway, now time to introduce our glorious guest, Donovan
Amazing.
Moore. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I introduced myself.
Yes,
If
you
you
introduce
want.
yourself.
Oh, wow.
We
Hi,
don't
I'm
have a
Donovan.
fancy budget to introduce people fancily, okay?
Uh, I'm a sophomore in college. They're sending me to campus, but they're going to send me back in 2 weeks. I'm betting money on it. That's me.
Nice.
Well, we're
Do
all
you have a
super
pet peeve in mind?
I actually just really hate the word pet peeve. I don't know why, but
Oh,
it annoys me greatly.
Oh, so did
sorry
you
about
just
that.
like, yeah, sorry about these past few minutes then. Okay, Donovan, we do have a very important question, something that our viewers ask us to ask every one of our guests. This is our guest's favorite, this is our audience's favorite segment time and time again. Donovan, do you think a hot dog is a sandwich?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, Jack, let's go on to our next topic.
So, I just I'm not a big fan of movies per se. Like I don't like, go out of my way to watch a lot of movies, but I do think that there are some movies that like I enjoy watching because they're so bad. And they tend to be like sci-fi movies because like that's just like I feel like that's like an actual genre is bad sci-fi movies, but they're so good because they're so bad.
Yeah, and our friend Donovan also has seen a number of these films, and we're really excited to talk about these with someone who I think is as passionate about terrible science fiction movies as we are. So Donovan, why don't you share a movie that you are particularly passionate about, and just a little bit about it?
So one of my favorite movies, or I guess movie series, is the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes series. I've seen two of them. I think there might be more out there.
Hmm.
But there's evil tomatoes, which you just accept as a fact in the movie. And then once you suspend disbelief for that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and we're not going to spoil too much, but the ending I think is particularly amazing. The way they defeat or do not defeat the killer tomatoes. So you should definitely check that out.
Yes,
Uh,
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
yes, I'll go next. One of my all-time faves is Howard the Duck, which is just a lovely story about. I don't even know if he'd be classified as a superhero. He's a duck that like has like good martial art skills. I don't know if that's a superhero. And he lives on this duck planet, and all of a sudden gets sent to Cleveland, Ohio, which I think we can all agree. Jack said this earlier off camera. Jack said that that's probably the most unbelievable part of the entire movie, that he gets sent to Cleveland, Ohio, of all places. And he ultimately falls in love and defeats bad guys along the way. So I strongly recommend that.
I think personally, I'm a big fan of the Sharknado series. I think the whole Shark Week thing is awesome, and like the first, I've really like watched the first Sharknado movie more than once, but like that movie is probably top 10 movie of all time. I mean, the fact that sharks are tornadoes, crazy. It's wild, and
Sharks are tornadoes.
There's romance, there's humor, there's suspense. It's got everything.
I also like the cleverness. It uses symbolism too in such an interesting way, right? The main character's name is Finn, which is not just a name, but symbolic of him as a person, and his love for the sea, and his you ultimately understand that his Finn is more than just a name, but he is in many ways like the sharks that he vows to kill, which I think is amazing.
True.
Yeah.
Totally, I got that too.
You got that too? Good. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Got me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Along the whole movie being unrealistically bad, but is there something from maybe like a movie or a television show that like you've seen like like a science fiction movie or television show like create like a tool or like a weapon or something that you'd like to see in real life or that you'd like to have in real life?
I mean, probably a teleporter. Like, beam me up, Scotty.
I mean, that'd save minutes every single day, like from having to travel from place to place. Yeah.
You get to my basement so much quicker.
Right. You would win every like 5K you participated in.
In any
Like,
place,
yeah, exactly.
not just 5K. I'd go along those lines. The portal gun from Rick and Morty. Yeah, that. Like if I had that, I could go to any dimension, any planet, any time. It'd be lit. It'd be so much fun.
For me, Men in Black, the like memory thing they give, like where they like snap a photo and they forget. I think I do enough embarrassing stuff that I feel like that'd come in handy a lot. I don't know.
Do you use it on the other people or yourself?
I feel like that, yeah, both. Because I feel like if I do it too much, then I'd start to get embarrassed by how much I use it, and so then I'd have to use it on myself to forget that I use it. But yeah, no. So I think that's something that maybe a lot of the fans who are regular viewers of the show might know or might not know about me is that in general, I'm not the biggest fan of technology. In fact, you might say that I am petrified by artificial intelligence and just technology in general. And so I think this is something that we know, or we feel like we can all talk about and have some passion about it at least. So I want to hear what you guys' opinions are as people who don't believe that AI is going to be the death of us all, just because I'm a little bit curious. So Donovan, why don't we start with you?
I mean, so I guess like even if we accept that an AI goes rogue or gains consciousness, like how do we know it would want to kill us or hurt us? Like it could just want to do so many other things.
I think the problem with you thinking that AI is gonna take over the world is that you're basing this off of movies and TV shows, which are intended to be fiction. So I think because we've barely cracked the surface on AI, like we're not at the level to where like something they become like their own human being or whatever. Like we haven't gotten to that point. So until then, we don't know what's possible. And as Donovan said, you don't know if they're going to want to take over the world or not.
Okay,
They could want to help sustain world peace, and
okay.
that'd be pretty cool too.
Here is what I will say. First of all, I agree that we are not at a position in which a robot could theoretically take over the world right now, but I do think we are getting there, right? Just a few months ago, Facebook was developing an AI software to help to try to teach the computers how to negotiate better, right? And so they're doing a really good job at like negotiating, right, with these like people. And they realized that the best way to negotiate is to use a communication that they wouldn't be able to understand like what strategy they're trying to attempt, right? So what the machines did is they created their own language that humans were not able to understand and started speaking in that language. And so Facebook had to shut the program down because they began to speak in a language that did not know what they were saying, right? So I think we're definitely on a track to AI getting to that point. And I think this whole thing like, oh, we don't know if they're gonna kill us, right? Stephen Hawking, famous, I think it was Stephen Hawking, or maybe it was like Steve Wozniak or someone like that, famously, famous, famously said that just like how we don't intentionally kill ants, that is what robots will do to us because they don't even see us as a threat. They would like it's just like if they have to kill us to achieve their mission, like so be it, right? Just like how we kill an ant when we walk down the street. Like we're not intending on killing ants, but it's something we do to get from one place to the next. So yeah, I'm like horrified. The University of Cambridge published a piece of paper, like a 100-page paper saying like don't invest in AI. Like Steve Wozniak, Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates have all done like huge rants against AI. Like I don't know. I think if global warming doesn't kill us, robots will.
Well,
Okay, but
I think global warming's can get us before robots, but
yeah, that also you're citing like experts in a university, whereas I took an 8-week intro to Python course. So
and honestly, that's more than enough.
Yeah, my year-long Mr. White intro to comp sci class I think gave me all the skills I need. Um,
Clearly not.
yeah,
Like AI is going to take over the world.
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Okay, I'll call you in 20 years when that happens. No,
Okay,
not
me
20,
too.
like 50 years. I'm giving 50 years.
Okay, I'll wait.
You'll wait? Damn. Okay,
Because
so
we have time,
what?
because we have time, and we know that Donovan has liked a previous segment that we've done on the show before.
So have the fans, by the way. The fans keep telling us, hey,
All
Jews
of
with the
them.
news. All dozen of them keep texting us being like, being like, hey, Jews with the news, when are you going to play this game? And we're like, we're trying. And so hopefully this reoccurring segment will make 1 dozen into 2 dozen. So
Do we have a name for it yet, or is it
we
still just copy? Who was it? John Oliver.
no, it was Trevor Noah.
Trevor
Yeah,
Noah.
we didn't come up with this game, by the way. Trevor Noah came up with this game, but what
We'll
he
take
doesn't
credit.
know can't hurt. Yeah, what he doesn't know can't hurt him. So Jack, would you like to explain this game briefly for those who might not have
So
seen
if you watched episode 3
with
featuring
Cassie?
Cassie, we played a game at the end where Eli read off an answer or one of Trump's answers, and we had to guess what the question was about. So we have to guess the question that prompted Trump's answer.
And so how it works is I will give you the prompt, his answer, and then you have to guess what you think it is. And then if both of you are wrong, I will give you 3 options, and then you guess which one you think is right from those 3. Okay? All right. So let's start out with our first Trump quote, or Trump answer, I guess. I would say he's incompetent, but I don't want to do that because that's not nice.
Donovan, you want to go first?
um, like what do you think of Dr. Fauci's prediction or something?
I think it's something relating to Joe Biden. I think it's something about like, oh, should he take the test or something like the cognitive test that he took. Someone Biden.
Interesting. Okay, both of you are incorrect. So I'll give you three prompts or three options. Is it one, his opinions on Obama? Two, his opinions on Jeb Bush? Or three, his opinions on Donald Trump Jr.?
That'd be crazy.
All right, I'm going to count down from 3, and you hold up the number you think it is. Okay? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Opinions on Jeb Bush. You are both incorrect. It was
Is it
about
Obama?
it was Obama.
Yeah.
They asked he was asked about Obama's character, whether or not he thinks he's a good person. Okay, that's true. Let's move on. Next quote, next answer. That's what they're saying, but they don't even know. They just want to make a change.
Black Lives Matter. I think that's a question about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, like, is there systemic racism or something like that?
Okay. You're on the right track, but neither of you are right, so I'm going to list the options.
Okay.
Is it A, about the origins of the KKK? B, the origins of the defund the police movement? Or C, the origins of the New York Times 1619 project?
Can you repeat the Trump answer?
That's what they're saying, but they don't even know. They just want to make a change.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. So Donovan says KKK. Jack says defund the police. It was the 1619 project.
Oh shoot! Wow.
They were talking about education and how educating American history, which is what the 1619 project does. And he said that's a dumb name. They don't even like, what does that even mean? And I forget who interviewed him, but that refers to like when slaves were first brought over. And he said, yeah, but they don't even know that. Okay, our last Trump answer. It's really because they want to defund the police, and Biden wants to defund the police.
Donovan, you can go first.
Oh, thanks. Why are people like criticizing your corona response? Just something totally unrelated.
Yeah, I think it's about the liberals wanting to not open the schools.
I like where Jack is going because that was one of the questions last time. If you watched our Cassie episode, that was an answer, reopening schools. The correct answer was about the coronavirus. Donovan, you win. That was it was they at Chris Wallace in that interview a few months ago asked why is the coronavirus so bad in these cities, and he said it's because the Democratic mayors are defunding the police.
Classic.
So yeah,
These answers just show you how much of an idiot Trump is.
exactly. I think the point of this segment is we don't try to promote anything here. We think that that's like wrong. Like we don't get paid sponsorships or anything, so we don't like promoting a person or a company necessarily. But I feel like the point of this this segment is to say vote Trump or don't vote Trump.
Oh no! Take that
Yeah.
jacket off, Donovan.
Go Blues.
Go Blues. Oh no. Jack's gonna have some words with you after the show. But that concludes our show. Donovan, thank you so much for stopping by. We always love talking to you. If you ever want to be on the podcast again, please let us know. And again, shout out to Daniel Zhang, who edits our videos. He's always amazing and gets us that stuff. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.